Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. We're going to have a blast today. I'm going to show you some stuff. Bitcoin pumping to 107,000. I called along last night in the trading group at 12 o'clock at night. We're going to break down what I saw, why I saw along, and show you what happened. So, yeah, let's have some fun. Let's bring that music back up and running here. And crucial times for Bitcoin. Let's get it going. Shout out to my lovers alive. Shout out to everybody here. Music was a little low yesterday. I noticed that. I'm going to bring it up for you so that it's nice and loud for the lifers. God bless everybody here on the live. Let's go, baby. Let's go. This is the last days of our lives, baby. Let's go. Today is the day to make it happen. Today's the day you're going to go after your dreams. Today's the day you're going to find the biggest gain you've ever found, or the knowledge to get that gain. Today might be the day you start a new system, a new strategy that a year from now produces some of the biggest gains you've ever had in your life. Keep pushing every single day. Keep believing in yourself. Today's going to be a day full of opportunity because you're going to make it so. You're going to make sure that the day is filled of opportunity. I know you're going to do it. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Money flowing into BTC, flowing into cryptocurrency. I've got liquidity at 108.8. Looks like they want to go all the way back to $110,000. Let's take a look here at BOOKMAP on the liquidity. BOOKMAP suggesting 108,700 is the area and 110,300. We have enough short stop losses above us to produce the gain. All right. How's the sound there, Sean? Everything going well with the audio? I just want to make sure that the sound is louder than normal. Blessings on blessings to everybody out there. May God bless you all. $106,900 Bitcoin. And let me show you what I saw last night, what was happening to Bitcoin, and where I see us going earlier today. So, okay, if you're in my trading group, I called a pump this morning out of the flag. You know, I said it's most likely that we're going to pump out the flag. I said, look out for the right shoulder. See, we must be open-minded and see that a right shoulder could be made here. Just to see. Just in case. Because you never know. I got no DMs, so the music should be good, but, you know. Hey. So moving forward, shout out to the 689 beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Wow, we got a lot of people here. Perfecto. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, man. Sounds fabulous. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. So I looked for a bounce out the falling wedge to the upside. We got it, but it's false move Monday. Huge move up, crazy move down, huge move up, crazy move down too. Just in the last 20 minutes, they've moved the price up and down ridiculously. So be careful trading the small time frames on Monday morning. They're going to do everything they can to get you and take you out the game. All right? Just, you know, Monday morning is treachery. It's where they feel out the liquidity, find out kind of where price is going. Usually by Monday night, we have a pretty good idea of what's happening and where we're going to go. And I'm live now for my lifers and everybody out there that's kicking it. God bless each and every one of you for being here. All right? Good morning, lifers, my homies, my friends, my beautiful people. Shout out to all the awesome people here. Shout out to my green crew. Shout out to the purple crew. Shout out to the Leverage Mastery. Shout out to everybody out there in the group. So I'm going to break down what I see happening for Bitcoin. But right now, I mean, I suggested a bounce would be happening out of this falling wedge back to the top of the channel. Then I wanted to see us basically consolidate and get tighter on the 5-minute time frame. As we get tighter, I see a bigger move coming. That measure move takes you to $110,333. So bang. So last night, I saw a flag on the 1-minute time frame that I was able to, you know, give to the trading group right here. This thing looked like it was about to moon, and moon it did. It just looks so beautiful. I mean, look at this flag. And Bitcoin eventually broke out this beautiful ascending triangle to the upside. I saw this last night. We started drawing it, and that's my model. I like to trade the 1 minute above the 200 moving average when the 21's coming into play. Bang. That measured move told us we were about to get to 106.8, 107,000, and we did that. Then we kind of went sideways, slumped down, and then I called right here. I did an update, and I said, man, I see a move for Bitcoin to the upside. I see Bitcoin about to make a pump to the upside, and there it did. We made a trade on the NASDAQ this morning. Big pump for the NASDAQ. I'm already up 330. Another, this is, I can't miss. I don't know how I do this. I gave this call to the trading group. We're up beautifully now already on the nasty NASDAQ. This is absolutely lovely. And this thing is ripping to the upside. I might just take this trade because, look, I'm turning $3,000 into $10,000, and I'm up another $3,000. That's 10%. If every day I move the account up 10%, I'm going to do really, really well. I gave this to the group. I said, listen, I like the NQ entry right here. Like, I gave you the perfect entry. Like, you can't, I like an entry on the NQ here. Like, and I show my limit order. Like, bang. Bang. I've lost one trade on the NASDAQ, man. I am, like, better trading the NASDAQ than anything I've ever traded in my life, man. I'm 8 for 9 on the nasty NAS, man. And you could say what you want, like the proof is in the pudding. I'm going to turn $2,000 into $10,000 trading the NASDAQ. Then I'm going to buy $8,000 worth of Bitcoin. Then that's going to turn in, right? Bitcoin's to $1 million. And so right now that's going to turn into 880,000. That's how you take basically a very small amount of money, $2,000, $3,000, and turn it into hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'll look back and see some of the smallest money I made on the NASDAQ I'll put it into Solana and 10x it. So big moves here. For the NASDAQ trade that I just gave, massive pump to the upside. Bang, bang, bang on the Mondays. I'd be looking to take this trade out, even just to close it. I mean, that's, to me, I'm happy with that trade. 10% of the account. When you're growing small accounts, do not be greedy. I had to risk a big amount there to get that big payday. Wow, 21.9, and I want to see it go up to 22,000. Beautiful rippage here, getting far away from the 21-day moving average, but absolutely lovely price action for the NASDAQ. So I just wanted to, wow, that thing is mooning. It is mooning. So I would like to put a stop above. I want to put a stop loss at like 21,950. See? %. Stop loss trigger at 21,950. I'm taking money out this trade. That's a guarantee, man. What is it doing here now? There we go. 100%. Oh, whoa. 10%. Oh, that's the price change. I see what it's doing. Yeah. Yeah, 100% of the trade. Time is wasting, right? There we go. We got a stop loss in position now. We can't lose. And we can move that and to continue to make those gains. I like it. 350. Let's see, baby. And it's probably going to go up way more for the day. I'm just a day trader on the NASDAQ. And if you take $300 off $3,000, you got to be pretty happy about that. So, yeah, I go from there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Aerodrome, the Aerodrome is up huge. And I love my Aerodrome. So anyway, I gave this trade to the trading group. You can clearly see I said I like an entry on the NASDAQ right here. I gave you the stop loss and the limit order. Absolutely, you would have been up. I'm up 10%. I don't know what you guys are usually way more crazy than me. So yeah, look at this NASDAQ pumping to the upside, and that means they are printing that money. And look at Bitcoin soaring to the upside, getting a massive move here. 107,390 for Bitcoin. Unbelievable, man. What a massive run up here for BTC. And again, if you just trade the 1 minute above the 200 moving average, I don't know what else I got. You guys want to trade 1,000 other things, and I show you my strategy plays out over and over and over again. I'm turning people, by the end of my time on this earth, I'm going to turn so many people into educational behemoths when it comes to TA, and they're going to be making they're going to be able to just change their lives, man, with this technical analysis. I know it. It's amazing. Like, I'm spot on accurate on multiple assets. You can say whatever you want, right? And I'm humble too, right? I don't chase. I don't go after pumps. We stay focused, me and you. Together, we make this happen every single day. Thank you for being here. It's you. Shout out to your family. Shout out to your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your dog, your cat, your grandma, your grandpa, your great aunt, your great sister, your great brother. No, but everybody in your life, brother, sister, mother, son, daughter, father, brother-in-law. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Free University. Hit the likes if you appreciate this, man. Thank you for saying that. God bless you. So first trade of the day really played out nicely. And if you got in last night, you're still in massive gains. So I just want to prove to you that we make gains here. We don't play around. We give you structures that matter. We give you price action that makes it happen. And look, there it hit my limit order. We just got paid. Pay the trader. And this is how you grow an account. Look, this account was $2,000. I'm about to double it up. Patiently grinding. Not going crazy. Taking exactly what I see and getting in and out. All right, that's how you grow an account, slowly but surely. Again, I'm not trying to brag. I do this to show you that you could do it too with small amounts of money. All right, because anyone can throw around 100 grand, man. Anyone can take big money and throw it around. Can you grind small amounts up to big amounts? That's really the key. That's what everyone needs to do. That's the struggle. Everyone starts with small amounts and they have to get to big amounts. If I just start swinging big amounts, then you can't understand me. You say, oh, there's the rich guy who gets to throw the money around. So I do this to show you that I can grind just like I used to back in the day and make things happen from the very, very beginnings. All right. Let's take a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 61 now. That's absolutely lovely. You got to love that. I would like it down at 42, but you got to love it. You got to love it. All right. Did you watch my macro technical analysis video where I talked about a move for the NASDAQ? I talked about the S&P. I went over the fact that this was going to break out parabolically to the upside. I gave this trade last night to the group. I said, man, that looks beautiful. About to hit the target too. And so there is Sammy again trading the nasty Nas. I don't know what to tell y'all. I did it again, though, on the nasty NASDAQ, man. God bless my Leverage Mastery and my crew and everyone that spends time on that NASDAQ. You guys pushed me to trade the NASDAQ just out of curiosity. And I knew I had it in me just to bang on it. So, boom. Man. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. Shout out to all my people trading on Weeks. Shout out to my man Andy. And I bought more Bitcoin on Weeks today. Of course I did. You know I did. I bought more BTC. Order history, more Bitcoin. Look at this. Buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. That one got filled. Look, buy Bitcoin. 103,000. I got 0.04. That was a lot. I mean, I just keep buying more and more Bitcoin, baby. I don't stop. 104,574. I bought a nice chunk right there, too. And I just bought 107,069, man. I'll buy more. But you can see these buys on the low, the 103 buy, the 104 buy. Remember, I just bought these live on the channel, too. Live in front of everybody. Insanity. And then I made a bigger buy, too, on another. Man, and we're gonna eventually get more money. It is what it is. Shout out to anyone trading on Weeks. You can see that I trust Weeks with over $199,000 on my Weeks account. No jokes. No games. 200K actually just hit today. All right. So bang. How much are we up on the day on the account? Let's see. Any takers? A nice $7,000 on the day. I'll take 7 racks a day. And we're almost at 69, 0.65. I got to get this to a whole Bitcoin. Should just put this whole 60 grand right in there. Boom. But I keep this open for swing trading. All right. I pay the bills. All right. Do what I got to do. Take my trades. So let's get back into the futures there. But shout out to Weeks. Blessings on blessings. Let's take a look at Bitcoin in the long-term technical analysis. But I see this. I saw a spike to the upside. Basically, this is what I said was going to happen. The falling wedge was going to break up and we were going to hit 107,350. That's exactly what I called out of the channel. So some days I nail it, some days I don't. But today I nailed it. Like today I nailed the NASDAQ. Today I nailed Bitcoin. And, how I try to ask people, because sometimes, I'm not a robot. How accurate am I on this channel? Am I 90%? Am I 80%? Am I 60%? Am I 95%? When you come here, how many days have I called the channel how I call price action? I just want to see what people say here. I want to be judged by the crowd. I want my crowd, put me up on the pedestal there. How many days? Am I 90%, 80%, 70%? When you come here, how many times am I hitting it? Dude's on point 100%. You guys are funny, man. Shout out to Tron in the house, man. But what do you guys think? Crypto Plumber says 85%. Ain't bad. And he's like spot on, man. 93. Someone says 60. 99% raised on records. 97, 80%, 69, 69, 70. You're breathing Bitcoin algorithm 99999. Right? Even call when you're wrong, still trade it anyway. You're funny, man. You even call when you're wrong, still trade anyway, knowing it loses. You're funny. He nails it. He gets stopped out for $5 only, 100%. Wow, man. God bless you all, man. 89 and 80%. 99. You guys are 90%. 3% says Luke L. Thank you, Luke. You're funny, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So Bitcoin, honestly, that might continue to rip here. Let's take a look at our top-down analysis and see what's happening from the very beginning. We looked at the monthly today, this morning, too. If you're in my trading group, you already got a top-down analysis. Your first trade of the live is a higher hit rate than the second. First trade is around 96%. Yeah, thank you, man. You win more than you lose like a professional. Thank you. Can you go over the info from your short yesterday? The short, I did not have a short open yesterday. Who did that? Yeah. I shorted the market yesterday? No. That's not true. Can you go over the info for your short yesterday? Are you serious? Are you on the right channel? I think he's at the wrong channel. Yeah, we were talking about Aerodrome ripping, Hyperliquid. I was long on Hyperliquid, long on Bitcoin. That was it. I was no short. So anyway, Bitcoin, to me, that's a bull flag breaking out, even though you don't realize it. That's a bull flag on the weekly breaking out. Support and resistance holding very, very nicely. Suggested we can get all the way up to $120,000 for BTC. All right. He wasn't wearing shorts yesterday. You're funny. The best group I've ever seen. I'm so grateful I found the 99 trading group. Been in for a week, and I can now see how my life is going to change. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. Beast Mode. My brother. So we're taking a close look here at BTC inside of this flag on the 3-day chart. We talked about this bounce. I said we got to get a bounce off the bottom trend line. I said I would expect this. I called the bottom on the 4-hour time frame. In my trading group, I said we're going to get in right here with a stop below these wicks. That is still in the money. You're still getting paid. It took forever. They went up. They went down. It took forever. You had to have so much patience to stay inside this trade. But now the trade is starting to rip, and it's starting to do damage. And it's coming to fruition over time. So we just may eventually win over time. And again, I've had some trades underwater for days before in my life. Weeks. I've had trades underwater for 10 straight days. As long as I didn't get emotional, I looked at my parameters, I won those trades, handling drawdown is another part of trading that no one really wants to discuss. But it happens, It happens. So shout out to MEXC, the lowest fees of any trading platform in the game. You will pay the least amount of fees on MEXC. It's just the facts. Everyone wants to have the lower fees, but MEXC has the lowest in the game. So if you don't want to pay a lot of fees, MEXC is the spot. If it's applicable in your area, hit the link to MEXC. I have it in the description below. So shout out to anyone that jumped into MEXC. MEXC also gives you some of the most awesome spot opportunity. You could trade heavy liquidity on spot. I can market in and out on pretty small coins without a worry of getting horrible pricing. No one else really does that. I haven't trusted any other exchange when it comes to swing trading spot in that way. Weeks does a good job on really good liquidity spots. I keep using way too high leverage, then bring it down, man. Like right now, go in there and bring it down. Stop playing games. You know what you're doing. Stop doing it. Like you just said out loud what you're doing, man. So don't do it again. Come on. Because the way you're saying is you keep doing it over and over again, and you know you shouldn't. So now I want to be your buddy and be like, come on, buddy. Stop doing that. You know better. You don't have to be so greedy. All right? Look, that's a rising wedge that could break out parabolically to the upside. Bitcoin to 108,200. I see 108.8, and I've been calling for a 108 for a while now. And look, all you got to do is get above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. That's it. And I know you're like, whoa, now we're ripping. Now we're ripping. See what can happen here to this trade. 9,000.93 Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. I'll let that thing cook, though, for the next 2-3 weeks, man. See where it goes. Shout out to you, Sam, for being the first thing I watched today. And it's light and positivity and love, dude. Thank you for that. Hey, man, you got to stay positive. You got to be your best friend. No one else is going to cheerlead for you like you will. You know what I'm saying? Your mom, your dad, they love you, but they don't know you like you know yourself. You know, my parents had visions for me and dreams for me, but I knew I was going to become a multi-millionaire at a very young age. I knew it. I had this vision. I would watch, you know, famous people and be like, I'm going to be famous one day. I'd watch, you know, sports players and be like, I'm going to be amazing like that one day. I'd watch Tom Brady, and instead of being like a fan, I'd be like, man, I can be as good as him. You know? I always see people fanning up, and I was like, I don't mind being a fan. Now, there's a lot of people I like, don't get me wrong, but I was like, I want to be on their level. I don't want to just be a fan. I want to push myself to that level, right? I want to find out what it's like to be at that high level of expertise. That's what I desired when I saw greatness. I wanted to feel greatness. Much love, lifer. Let go from a long-time job last week, but your stream kept my energy up. Grateful for the wisdom of the bombs. Dude, it's time to change, man. You know, I left jobs in my life. Now I have my own job, right? Now I do me. Now I'm up $131 on my own trade, ripping. Bitcoin flying. Absolutely flying. 106,700. Bitcoin gone, baby, gone. Look at that thing. Rising, wedging. I thought it would go a little tighter, but no, it's gone. It is gone. And that's a pretty interesting place to take some profits. That's a blow-off. Like, if you're scalping on the small time frames, that is a blow-off. And the NASDAQ, is that still doing damage? It is. Looks like it could continue to rip. If you got into the NASDAQ trade, I gave you a beautiful, beautiful entry. You can't beat it. Still ripping to the upside, even though I took profits out the trade. Look at that thing gone. 3 white soldiers. I mean, that's one of the biggest green candles I've ever seen on the 30-minute on the NASDAQ. Ripping. Sammy Price gave you the absolute gold entry on that 1 hour time frame, man. That thing is gone. 21,978. I sold 950. Woo! So trades are ripping, money is flowing. We're going to see what happens here. That'd be a good place to take some possible profits there, right? And just clip another 270. I like that we're above some key levels, though. But I'm just making $1,000 a day, 5 or 6 trades like this, and I'm in there. I hit the wrong button here. Hold on. No, it's there. It's just, where is it? Whoa. What are you doing to me over here? Hey. I see it, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, it said it was there, but I don't see it on the board. Logano. No, Joey Logano died? No way. I closed all my NQ trades earlier. Shout out to God is Love, brother. Is Logano really dead, man? That's one of my good friends is really, really close with him years ago. He was a car builder from Connecticut, my man Rico. He had so much respect for the Logano family, man. He loved them. Like, that was his thing. Like, stop loss settings 107.5. I just don't see my buddy here. Something's happening there. You know what I mean? It happened even earlier too. It just could be, I don't know. I've never seen that happen. Anyway, don't take it from me because it's actually, I'm using tons of internet stuff. So I'm like, I got 1,000 books open. BOOKMAP 2 ripping through my internet service. So wait. Anyway, above the 200 moving average of the 4 hour, man, that thing looks absolutely beautiful. And this is what we're talking about. This flag, and I said I see a bounce from the bottom of the channel back to the top of the channel. This is pattern trading. They toyed with it down here. That was supposed to be the bounce. They flushed it. Bounce, flushed it, and then they got it, right? And so, but we were pretty spot. If you're just a pattern trader, and I gave you the perfect entry in the 4 hour with a stop right there, you're still in the money. Still in the money, right? So, someone says, I see a diamond pattern on the daily BTC. You see this as a diamond, right? I think it's a bit of a stretch, to be honest. Yeah. And if it was a diamond, to me, it's breaking out the top of the diamond. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the diamond right there. Into the out the top, into the top, out the top. But usually diamonds are a little cleaner than that. And you could say it's a slight diamond. I find it messy. Some say, okay, is this the diamond then? I still say this is pretty messy, and I say no. I say no way. You know what I mean? I don't see a diamond. The diamonds are specific. They got to be clean. I don't see a clean diamond out there. No, I do not. Yeah. Just something I got to say. I don't see it. But again, you do whatever makes you happy, you know. I don't see a diamond, though. No. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to set this and wonder why. Here we go. False move Monday. I'll just take my gains. I see a pump coming on the 1 minute time frame. Hold on. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour got back above the 200 moving average. It made a bull flag. I mean, that's just beautiful. Like, again, it almost touched the 21, but got pretty dang close. Yeah, I just see a move here to the top of the channel. I see Bitcoin getting all the way to 109,007. I don't see what's going to stop it from plowing further to the top of the channel. To just, you know. So if I was in a long, I would stay in that long. Let that puppy cook. Right? So I'm going to let my longs cook too as well on Bitcoin here. But to be honest, I see head and shoulders of this shit. I don't see it, yeah. Hey, Sam, is Matic tradable? I mean, I just think there's so many better coins out there with more liquidity. I don't think you want to be jumping into Matic. So shout out to anyone. If you joined my trading group this morning, you got a NASDAQ trade handed to you beautifully. I bought and sold at the perfect time, and then we called Bitcoin ripping to the upside and gave it entry last night on the 1 minute flag that is still pumping hard to the upside. So I don't know what else I could do, but I gave it to you exactly how it should be given. I gave you exact entries in great places, and hey, if you manage those trades properly, you're in the gains right now. And you're watching green candles pumping, and it feels good to be alive. So shout out to everyone here on this beautiful Monday. Staying true to BTC and staying true to ourselves. Sticking to our models, pushing every single day and never stopping. God bless everybody out here. Called the move of the 4 hour Bollinger Bands last night. Yeah, you saw that too as well. Hey, can I ask you to check what I see on the monthly price going up? RSI going down. Is that not a bearish divergence on the monthly? It is not, because it's not a shaded region. We already went over that today. Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Missed the Tech 100, but jumped into the Bitcoin trade. Awesome, man. Hey, Sam, how's liquidity on BTC for trading gold? Pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah. If you have any questions about your 99, go to cryptolifer.com, submit a form, find out more. All right. If you want to join the trading group, if you missed these gains, you're like, damn, I'd like to be in. You can go and subscribe to Bitcoin. Go to cryptolifer.com, hit subscribe, and go to the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual, and jump on in. I never take a day off. I'm here every single day, pumping the price, doing my thing. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. I show up, Bitcoin goes up. That's just what we do here on the channel. All right? You never ask. So shout out to my lovers of life. Shout out to my traders, man. Trading is such a crazy thing in your mind. Like, you've got to constantly be your own cheerleader. You got to believe in yourself. You got to push yourself to be great every single day. All right? It's not easy. It is not easy. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your entire life. Trading. Okay? 100%. Like, 100%. Yeah. So I took some profits on the day trade. We'll see where it goes in the bigger time frames. Shout out to Jordan. Man, I can't find my phone yesterday. You have no idea how busy my life is, man. I got 5 people asking me to call them and sit down and talk to them. 5 different people like, can you please call me today? I need to have a sit down. I'm like, when I have a moment, I'll hit you up, man. I feel you. I see you. I'm in Vineyard Haven just with the kid. Like, right when I get off, I got to run around the house. I got to do the pool. I don't have time really to be on the phone. I'll be working tonight till 1 in the morning. No lie. And every day until, I got an Airbnb. I got to get it ready. I have like 2 months to get this thing ready. And there's so many things to do. It's insanity. All right. So Bitcoin. I gave you the calls for Bitcoin. We're in the money. If you paid yourself, it's up to you. If you're not paying yourself, you're playing games. I've paid myself at this point, and I've already stacked some money on my day trade. So I want to subscribe, but I don't know how much about trading. What do you recommend? Just subscribe, man, and jump on in. It'll be an amazing experience. You'll learn a lot. What are you waiting for? Someone else to pay you or you to pay yourself? Like, what are you waiting for? Do you want to get paid or do you want to wait for someone else to pay you? Do you want to get the education that can change your life or do you want to be the same? Hey, I did something big with my life and look where I got. What do you want to do? I'm giving you a shining example of what happens to you when you push yourself. You get to live the life of your dreams and go after what you desire. You don't have to listen to anybody. I will never have a boss again for the rest of my life. By 36 years old, I decided I would never work for someone again. And I was gone. I took my last job and I said, I'm done. It was a remote job too. And I had one meeting a day and I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't stand being a part of someone else's movement, someone else's idea. I had to have my own dream, my own thought process, right? So Bitcoin Cash making a move out of a rising wedge. It might make a little bit of a right shoulder there, but again, the daily above the 200 moving average. Whenever you get above a daily 200, that's when you can start to make a massive long conviction on a trade here. I like that. Brother, what is the hash ribbons indicator? I love the hash ribbons, to be honest. It's a great indicator, and it shows you when Bitcoins are likely going to pump. I've been using it on and off for years. Let me show you the hash ribbons. I like hash ribbons. They're really nice, and they're pretty dang accurate too as well. So let me show you what I see happening on the hash ribbons. Shout out to anyone that took this massive bounce to the upside on the daily. It looked like we were gone. Look, cup and handle too. This could be the beginning of a massive move. I don't think people realize, this may be the last chance you ever had to get altcoins in Bitcoin before the price absolutely soars beyond belief. So I'm buying Bitcoin feverishly right now because I know that the odds are very high that this thing is going to continue to rip like we would not believe. And it's just going to keep pushing. We're on 107.5, baby. Love your content. I on both C98 and ARPA at their historic lows. Support on their award dip last week. Tempted to let it ride a bit. Any thoughts? I think both those coins are pretty whack. But again, do what you want. I've traded both those coins on and off, and I know their price action very, very well. I know those coins at the back of my head. I've traded C98 over 20 times. I've traded ARPA multiple times. And I got to say, ARPA better in a way, but it tends to pump. ARPA likes to pump when Bitcoin dumps. I don't know why. So we knew what was happening. We were able to find this flag before most people. I don't watch any other YouTubers. I don't watch any technical analysis. I haven't watched anyone else's technical analysis in over 2 or 3 months or something. I used to watch a couple guys here and there. I just haven't had the time, honestly. When I'm off the computer, I don't want to burn my eyes out. So I don't want to waste time watching someone else's TA because I don't think it's as good as mine, man. I know it sounds pompous and rude, but I believe in myself, So oversold, we get the bounce, and if you took the Fibonacci, it all made sense. It all made sense. 4 hours a bit overbought now, but I see us extending to the top of the channel. And so now you just got to look for the 1 hour flag. Maybe even the 5 minute. Yeah, so I would flag out the 5 right now. If we're bullish, the 5 will flag out. And we'll continue to pump to the upside. We did not make that right shoulder that we talked about could happen, right? Thank you, Sammy, for the excellent XRPTA last week. I sent some seed money to my brother Tody, so now he has no excuse to get started. Shout out to Victor Navarro. We love you, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the energy out here and all the people that are feeling good, feeling great. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. And where my lifers at, man, we had 2,500 people here 3 weeks ago, every single day. And then all of a sudden, what happened to the market? It became summertime, and people decided they just weren't going to watch YouTube no more. But it's okay. We'll fight through this entire summer. We'll make massive gains, and people will call us lucky. But we're the ones who stayed strong no matter what and never took a day off, man. So you can see there's a lot of people taking a day off, man. That's what you can tell. That's what you can tell. They hit the summer, they decide, hey, I'm out. So watch the 5 minute and the 21 day moving average. The 21 is this white line. How do you add the 21? All right, you go here to analysis and you type in CBC 5MA DRS and click on that. That's going to give you 5 moving averages, the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200. All right, looks like I have one in there that I don't need. Hold on 1 second. $21, $50, $80, $100, $200. Okay, it's got the 9. I was bugging out. You see, the 9 was coming in there. It was throwing me off. Anyway, I use 5MA and reprogram it, but you can use CBC 5MA DRS too as well. Same exact thing. Look. See how nothing changes when I turn it on? You turn it off. I just make mine more vibrant. See, mine are like more colorful. I like mine to be a bright color. All right, that's all. So then you'll have the white line, which is the 21. Whenever you're away from the 21, it's not a good chance to get in. You want to wait for price to touch the 21. Every once in a while, it will pump without it, but not every single time. All right? Not every single time. Let's get the likes up to the watches, everybody. Let's get this show going all the way to the moon. Let's get to the 1,000 likes, baby. Let's go on this beautiful Monday. Let's go. Let's subscribe to the channel, too. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Let's take a look at what's happening here to Hyperliquid and see what's happening to Hyperliquid. Wow, we went to a high of 45.81. Beautiful pump for Hyperliquid. And shout out to anyone that took the trade with the lifer. Look at that massive gain. And we talked about it. We went over it. I said, man, Hyperliquid's about to blast to the upside out this double bottom. Look, there's my target right there. Our entry was there at $40. We ripped to the upside. I gave this to the group. And I see a bigger move for Hyperliquid, man. I'm going to hold on all the way to 55. I believe it's worth it. So I know a lot of people want to take some profits there, but I'm going to be cautious on profit taking. I like what I'm seeing here for Hyperliquid. Looks like it's getting extended to the upside. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Is any money going to flow out of Bitcoin and head into these altcoins? Can we get some love right now? So Bitcoin dominance took a little bit of a dip here this morning, which is a good sign. Money could flow into the alts after that little nice little dump. But it does suggest that we're going to get tighter and tighter. And then Bitcoin's going to go on its next big leg again. So, there's alt season here or there, but then there's Bitcoin season all the time. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. There's alt season here or there. There's Bitcoin season all the time. That is the name of this rally. This rally's different than the other rallies. And look, I sold 107.7. Good thing I did. You see that? Took my gains. Yeah. Sammy, the type of guy to tuck his t-shirt inside his pants and his underwear. How do you know that? Yeah. Crypto will also be a top-down hierarchy. Yeah, of course it will. That's why you got to get in early and become a whale. Like, I'll become a whale in the next 5 years, and I'll be part of the top-down hierarchy. Don't you want to become? It is what. That's just how it is, man. So either get in now or get in early. The earlier you get in, the more you're going to be part of the top-down. See, look. Let me explain something to you about cryptocurrency. Started in 2009. I got in pretty dang early, like 2015, right? So I got in, but there was people way earlier than me, right? That were doing, I got in 2016. People got in earlier than me, and they had way more money than me. They knew more about it, but the market wasn't that big. Where I got in was really perfect because now the market has exploded. Wow, it's been 9 years. My point is, whoever gets in now is going to get rich like I did when I got in 2016. 9 years from now, right, in 2034, you're going to be the one that understands cryptocurrency. Your 9 years will pass. My 9 years went by. I put in the work. I studied. While everyone else was out partying, when everyone else was out doing drugs and wilding out. Sometimes I was studying, and I was alone grinding on a night shift, researching how to get out of the night shift. I put myself in a tight situation and I had to get out. And other people may have been in more cushy situations. They didn't have to get out. I was never in a cushy situation. So your 9 years is coming. If you start today, by 2034, good chance you're going to become a multi-millionaire. So if you just say 2034, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire. My journey starts today. Every day I'm going to add a little bit more to what I know. And I'm not going to be the same person years from now because I'm going to know so much more information than I knew when I started. And how can you make the same decisions with new information? You can't. You're going to become a different person. So keep getting the knowledge. Keep pushing yourself. Keep showing up to the channel every single day, and you're going to find a way to win. 100%, right? You're funny. It's really just been a Bitcoin bull run, buying just alts. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Sam, what do you think about grounding, earthing? I do it all the time, man. Very important. I have bare feet on right now. I go out into nature in bare feet all the time. You got to get to a beach, get to somewhere, take your shoes off, and leave like a half an hour. What it does is it releases you from electromagnetic frequencies. We're surrounded by Wi-Fi in these cities. Get yourself to a rural area, take your shoes off, and let yourself ground. 100%. Grounding is so important. You can get a grounding mat, too, that helps relieve the electromagnetic frequencies from you while you stand. So, speculation on assets makes you know. God bless you, brother. Yeah. Love Learning is the only one. How are you, my G? Is the one, yeah. Shout out to Love Learning. We love you. Hope everything's going well with Love Learning. All right. Moving forward. Let's take a look. See, someone's trying to tell me poly markets. I think I looked at the Martini guy. He tried to say poly market said there was going to be a rate. No. Poly market suggests there's going to be no rate cut. He must have changed it to rate, No one says there's going to be a basis point cut. No change, right? So 98% chance that there's no change on the rate cut. We're all waiting on that rate cut. CME Watch 2 also says no change. This has always been accurate. If we get a rate cut, it'll be the first time that we've saw this huge idea there will be a rate cut and then we don't get it. I've never seen that. But it could happen. It could happen right now. There's a 99% chance they do not cut the rates. The rates stay exactly flat. All right? Right now, we're right where we're at the current rate, 425, 450. All right? It starts to change as we get into July. Also stays pretty strong. No rate cut, 83%. But it could change. September is where things start to kind of curl our way. And now there's a 57% chance they're going to have to cut the rates in September. So I would love TA on Doge. You would you? All right, then I'll do it for you because that's what you would love. Bitcoin dominance. It is a symmetrical triangle. These mainly dump to the downside, I will tell you that. But Bitcoin's been showing ferociousness. And I wouldn't bet against the big boy. I really wouldn't, especially after what I'm seeing now as it fought above 100K. They tried to break 100K. They could not. There's a chance Bitcoin never goes back below 100,000 ever again. I made the call. Remember last time they said 20K or 30K? I said never goes below, 30,000. Like, it never goes to 20K ever again. I said that, and I was, with Cassius Cuvée. They asked me again. They said 90K or 130K. I said it's never going below. I said, it's never going back to 90K ever again, man. It's never happening. Think about it. The $84,000 Bitcoin was the steal. I got it. I always buy the bottom. I bought the bottom many times. If you look back at all my history of trading, I've been hitting the bottom on Bitcoin very, very well. That's like what I do the most. I buy spot Bitcoin at the bottom, nail it. And I bought spot Bitcoin at 15K, 16,000 there, 19,000, 25,000 before the bigger pump. And I bought that $84,000 Bitcoin, and I loaded up between 74 and 81 because that was the key level. That was it. The Fear and Greed Index had gotten so low. Now, you say you missed it. You just jumped on in. Don't get depressed. There's opportunity in this market. What we can do is we can find smaller coins. We can 10x them, and then we can use that money to buy Bitcoin. And I know Bitcoin's going to go up, but it's probably going to go up from 140 to 200 right now. It's like halfway through its rally already, but these altcoins aren't. And so if we keep our head on, if we keep ourselves situated, we don't get mad, don't get FOMO, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, throw that out the window. Stop worrying about what you didn't do and focus on what you can do right now. All right? Think about it. I was 31 years old. So many of my friends had made multi-million-dollar businesses. I was sitting there alone after losing a job that I'd worked at for years because of the pandemic. And I sat there, moved back to Boston with my head between my hands, and just being like, what's going on? And I started to build one step at a time, one video at a time, and I changed my life. And so if you decide that it's over, it is. It's the mentality. Once you decide you're on your way, you're on your way. Now, not every day is going to be perfect, and it's going to take a lot longer than you think. I thought I'd be at 100,000 subscribers a little quicker, right? Even right now, they're fighting me just to get 100 subscribers every day. The market's slow. It's the summer. I'm not getting that love like I used to. but I grind every single day. See, work really hard, bad results. Work really hard, no results. Work really hard, good results. It doesn't matter. You got to keep working real hard because eventually you're going to get good results, but you just got to keep working. The people that understand that hard work will eventually pay off are the people that win. Like, there's no end goal for me. I'm not doing my channel to get somewhere. I'm in the moment of doing the channel. You understand? I'm not like, once I get to 100K, once I get it, I don't have any plans. Once you're successful, success means you're in the moment all the time. You're not waiting to get somewhere. You're actually in that moment. You're in love with the moment that you're in every single moment. That's success. You get it? It hit me one day. I said, I was always planning for when I'm going to be, how am I going to get? I said, once I realized where I was where I needed to be all the time, that's what success. I nailed it. So you got to stay in the present moment. And another thing I say to people, I used to say this on the channel all the time. If you're going through a lot right now, you're having a lot of problems, things aren't feeling good for you, you're doing one of two things. You're in the past and you're thinking about your trauma. My dad beat on me. My mom, and all the time she got abused. That boyfriend that treated me like garbage, made me feel horrible. That girlfriend that cheated on me. We're thinking about all these people that hurt us, and we're going back into these emotions. We're replaying them, and we're bringing ourselves into low frequency. We really are. And then we're attracting more people like that into our lives because we're calling it out by focusing on it. We're going to get another abusive boyfriend in our life. We're going to get another horrible friend that takes advantage of us. Why? Because we're actually bringing it in. We're in control at all times of who. Are you in control of who's in your life? See, someone would say, no, yes, you are. You're in control of. If you went to the bar, made friends with a friend, and then that friend screwed you over, did something to your roommate, and you're like, man, that guy was a horrible person. Well, you brought that person into your life. You shake the hands and you tell people who you are. Okay? Coinbase ruffled my feathers for a bit. Unbelievable. It's all right. It's exchanges. Shout out to Coinbase. They've been around a long time, man. Yeah, take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not much. Oh my gosh, man. Hey, I don't want to say anything, but if that's how you feel, I would be out of there. Funny, yeah. So anyway, if you're living in the past, you're going to have a problem. If you're living in the future, you're worried about what's going to happen, but you haven't even built it yet. You got to start, you got to get into the present moment. That's all. You got to get into the present moment. NASDAQ still ripping, doing damage, but my sell was pretty nice. Man, that's why I take advantage. But that's all I need. If I get that 10 times a month, then I grow this account. I love that I'm growing this account publicly. You guys are watching it slowly but surely, grinding. We lock in during the summer, Sam, 100%, brother. I love it. Hey, John, I hope the two appreciate each other and figure it out. I like that you said that. What a great way to kind of answer that question. You said it better than I could have said it. I hope you appreciate each other and figure it out. Yeah, 100%. No other way, right? I mean, because a bad relationship is succubus. Like me and my wife, man, I love my wife with everything, man. She was amazing. My wife is amazing. She's working out, getting herself tighter. So now when my wife is so beautiful, man. I love my wife. Sorry, last night, man, oh, man, I love my wife, man. I'm so blessed, bro. She's so beautiful, so nice, so kind, so sweet. And she makes beautiful, my kids are beautiful. If you don't love your wife, then if you can't respect your wife and your family, a man that talks bad about his wife, he probably talk bad about you, man. You know what I'm saying? A guy who talks about his friends, a guy who brings down his family, how loyal is he going to be to you if he can't even talk good about his family, man? You know what I mean? People tell you who they are. Right when you hang out with them, they tell you who they are immediately. You just don't listen. We don't listen. We want to hear what we want to hear. But if we really listened, we would know, man. They've already been telling us exactly who they are since day one. You see what I'm saying? That looks nice on the 5-minute time frame. I may get to scalping here on my BitToNext account or my Weeks account. 5-minute trade looks like it's setting up to be absolutely scrumptious. 1 minute looks interesting too. It is False Move Monday. We got to be careful. We don't want to get too crazy with it. We got to be careful about it. But, I like what I'm seeing here on that 5-minute time frame for BTC. Starting to gear up. Starting to load up. Starting to show that there could be a sign for some gains here for Bitcoin. Man, these are exciting times to be alive, I'll tell you that. I got to get turbo going. Turbo. There we go. Nice flag here for Bitcoin. And again, it's Bitcoin trading. That's what we've been doing, right? When the altcoins got sketchy, we switched to Bitcoin trading. When the altcoins get great, we switch back to altcoin trading. And then we find the altcoins that are strong. There's a few strong altcoins out there that are going to do it, right? So I was looking at the 5-minute time frame. It looks pretty interesting to me for a possible scalp here. Trade on weeks or on BitTinex when I scalp. I'm liking this look here. False Move Monday has me a little sketched out. I've already taken some gains, so I don't want to give money back. I want to make sure it's an official trade here. And take your time. Never feel rushed. If you're rushed in a trade, then something ain't right. Like, I never want to feel rushed in my trades. You see what I'm saying? Then I know something ain't right if I'm rushed. I think I might take, Monday. I wait till Monday night, man. And I wait for the 1 hour to do its thing. Even though I like the scalp of the 5, I'm going to teach you how to sit on your hands and not go crazy. A lot of days you see me open trade. What about if I just didn't open a trade? See, that gets people going, though. They want to watch. See, people want to watch me trade. You have to understand, too. Half the entertainment is watching me, My wife gets things done with or without me. That's amazing, man. That's a great woman. I used your referral a while ago. I trade every day. You deserve all the commissions. God bless you, man. Thank you. Very nice of you. Hey, anyone that says that, that's super cool, man. Thank you very much. Let me go find a super position bar, shut down my prefrontal cortex, and go explore the infinite dimensions of the world without money. But until then, hey. Honestly, the world isn't with money. The world's full of energy. Once you see energy, money is just a byproduct of it all. Right? Exactly. I like this flag on the 5, man. It's looking beautiful. Looking like it could do some damage, man. Damn it, damage cheese. It's calling my name. Might have to take a scalp here. Might just have to scalp it out. Right? Man, that thing could pump huge, too. And BOOKMAP saying, I'm telling you, 111,000, 108,000. BOOKMAP suggesting we go higher. And they're liquidating these shorts, man. And on your configuration, 50 ticks. I'll do 100 ticks just for now. Depending on how much RAM and how fast your computer is, it will depend on how many ticks you could let in. And your BOOKMAP does take a lot out of the computer. That's the one thing. I see us going 108,008. That's the next stop. It's just very likely we're going to go to 108,800. I can just see it. Looks like we're on our way there, right? 105.5, 107.5 holding very nicely. A very key level, too, to watch. So I'm watching this flag on the 5-minute, and it looks interesting. We could get that pump. So trades have been going well. We nailed the NASDAQ today again. I did my job. I gave a trade that played out with a perfect entry and a stop. I did the same with Bitcoin and last night. So what else? I gave 3 trades in the last 15 hours that all did some damage to the upside. And I'm watching this trade here on BitTinex. I like the BitTinex interface. It's really awesome. If you sign up to BitTinex, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying here. Like, I could just kind of bang, right? Click 591. I'm in there. I'm in the trade that fast. Look, move the stop loss up. There's my take profit. You can move the stop loss below the 21. Bang, right? There's my stop loss. There's my take profit. I'm ready to rock. Trade's already been placed that fast, that easily, with a stop loss and a take profit, ready to rock. BitTinex. I tell every exchange, they just better copy this and do the exact same thing. I mean, this is sweet and easy. This is how it should be. I shouldn't wait. It should be absolutely perfect. No problems, no questions. Just absolutely lovely. All right? You gotta love it, man. And then could we rip all the way to 109,107? That's the key levels that we're looking for here. $109,107 is the target for Bitcoin. Back to 109K. They're all going to be like, right? And the liquidity has been telling us where we're going the whole time. It's been saying, hey, we're going to take it to the top, baby. It's up to you to figure that out. 200-day moving average will teach you. You got above it on that 5. The 1 minute too as well started to get the movement. So let's take a look at tether dominance. That should be dropping like a fly right now. And it is. Look at that. Bear City. Look, I see shoulder, head, right shoulder. I see this. See what this is what I want. I'm going to show you. This is beautiful. Symmetrical triangle, right? 50-50. Bitcoin looks like it's going to take its symmetrical triangle to the upside. But dominance looks like it's going to take its symmetrical triangle to the downside, right? I also see this as a bear flag, but I see that as a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, even though it's all mangly and a bit awkward and strange there. Still got to work with how I'm, the best way to use the mic. But so every time I change anything up, it's always like, and I move this mic and I'm like, it comes from the left, but it looks like it just comes from the front anyway. It didn't even change. Still looks like it comes from the right. It's kind of weird. I was looking at that yesterday. I was like, it didn't really change. So anyway, I see a dump here. Tightness at a dump. It loses that 200 moving average. My goodness. Sayonara, senorita. Right? Anything could happen, but I'm predicting that tether dominance falls off a cliff here and just starts to completely dump. So a big move for Bitcoin could be coming. I'm long, baby, on like a massive move to like 120, 130,000. Everyone else is getting a little skittish here. I don't know why. They started talking about the end of the bull run and stuff. I don't know what that's all about. I can tell you right now, for a fact, we're still in a bull run without even a second of a doubt. All right? Why? Because I'm a trend analysis guy. I trade the trend. All right? Let's talk about trend on the weekly, 2 week. You made a low. You made a high. You made a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. That is a beautiful uptrend. Bitcoin is in an uptrend. Could it come back to the trend? That's possible. But the trends now actually, what happens is you'll have a trend line. This is when you know you're very bullish. I'm going to teach you something. You'll have a trend line. This will be the trend. But the trajectory of the trend will change. This is how you know you have a parabola. And see, Bitcoin's starting to do this. And yes, maybe it dumps again. There's a chance. But I see it getting so tight and breaking out of this rising wedge parabolically. And I see the parabola. You can see it. The parabola will begin to reveal itself pretty early because it has to show the base to get the rest of it, right? So you have to start seeing how it's going to be parabolic. I mean, I got a $200,000 Bitcoin now, possibly 170,000. I was at 140, 130 for a while. But ever since we got above these key levels, and then look how the 2 week chart, previous resistance became strong support there. I mean, there's a very strong support at 75,000. It doesn't say you go lower. I'm just so bullish. I'm so bullish. And then I'm so bullish on this flag right here. Like that thing is about to moon, no? And again, these take time. Like a stop. You can even get in here now with a stop loss below those wicks if it's a little late. The time was to get in at the 4-hour reversal where they made it very sketchy and not easy to do, but that's how you got to do it. And we get tight, and we boom all the way to the upside. 107,500 for Bitcoin. Unbelievable, right? So can we get tight? Does this double top and dump? Only time will tell. I see a move at least back to the top. So, and again, then we go back to that 5 and we watch the flag. And so you can see how I've done everything kind of for you. We've gone like thoroughly from the weekly to the daily, all the way down. And you can see kind of how we have the trade set up. I made a live trade for you so you can understand how the live trade could occur, how to place it, how to use it on BitTinex here and what's going on. Trade's acting very lovely. I like what I'm seeing. All right. And we already took profits too on the NASDAQ, which continues to pump. Again, that will make a flag on the 5 or the 1, just like Bitcoin. Because they're printing money. It's the M2 money supply, right? And there's the big money. And people are going to have to figure out where to put their money to make more money. And they're going to find ways to do that, right? And so if the money's expanding, it's going to go into NASDAQ. It's going to go everywhere. And there's rumors of a rate hike. I don't think it's happening, but there's rumors. What if we actually got a rate hike? That would be insanity. I want to ask the chat, what do you guys think? I've never asked you guys kind of what you guys think of the CME. Surprise rate cut or the same? So right here, we say surprise rate cut or stays the same. We're going to start a poll here. What do you guys think is going to happen? We can get out of nowhere some crazy rate cut. Trump pulls some backroom deal and something happens. Or are they going to stay flat and save face to act like they're still in control? I say they stay flat. I've never seen it go against the other stuff that I'm looking at, right? Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't clicked the subscriber button, please click it and help the lifer and your lifer community. Unless Trump can strong arm Chair Powell. I know, right? Honestly, either outcome wouldn't surprise me. I kind of agree with that in the simulation event, right? The swamp is in the Fed, yeah. Debt insolvency is my bet. Well, money is just a form of trading. It was gold, we'd be working for small golden nuggets. If you want what others have, you're kind of forced to trade some sort of banter. Yeah. I see what you're saying. It goes with it. 107.5, Bitcoin sitting pretty flat right now. Just kind of hanging out. Not bad, really, if you think about the price action today. Monday, we banged on the NASDAQ on a Monday morning. I mean, that to me is gold, right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Very tight for Bitcoin. Can we rip all the way to 22,037 on the tech? This is the NASDAQ, baby. It's looking like it may be ready for another move. Do I chase this next move? I'll set up the trade just to see kind of what it would look like. 22,037. The key is to risk a little less to add to a little more. Not to be greedy. 21,950 would have to be the stop. It does look like money is flowing into this market right now. Let me look at the advanced feature here so I can see the... Why would it do that? So 80 for 190. Not the best trade. I like a better risk-reward ratio there. It is starting to break out. The trade changed. The sexy. That to that is a different ratio. That's what people don't realize, how insane my math is. You get in here and you get in there, there's a big difference. That trade has changed. The ratio has changed completely. It's so insane once you get in tune to the minuscule movement of price action, how the smallest things will affect how you get in and out of a trade. You'll be able to see things with just utter sensitive precision that you never even had before because you develop this heightened sense of precision over time with trading. First, you're kind of expanded. Your senses aren't that heightened because you're looking at it over a broad picture, right? Then you get into that 1 minute, you get into the 1 hour, you start feeding your mind so much information. After 10 years, you have so much intricate nuances of time frames in your mind that you're able to differentiate things you didn't even know existed 5 years prior. And again, 15 years. And then in your 20th year, like I'm coming up on my 20th year of looking at this stuff and playing around and, getting in and getting out and looking at the price. And, about 12 years of hardcore technical analysis, 10 years of just buying and selling stocks, believing I could change my life with investing. Remember, I started as an investor. I'd look for things and I'd put my money in and hold them for years at a time. I wasn't even a day trader or a swing trader. I didn't even understand it. I just knew that I could find, I studied Warren Buffett and stuff like that. I was like, all right, I'm going to find emerging technology. I'm going to put my money in there. It's crazy, man. I started in a one-bedroom apartment with nothing. The fact that I'm here where I'm at right now is unbelievable. You can too. And I don't do it to brag. I do it to show you that you can do it too. Look, no Rolex on today. I don't have to floss every single day of my life. It's sitting somewhere pretty, right? But man, may God bless each and every one of you. And thank you so much for being here with the Lifer. I like this trade. It looks like it's going to play out. Honestly, I'm going to take the long on the NASDAQ yet again. I'm giving you another NASDAQ trade. All right. I got logged out for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, let me log back in. It's never happened to me. I don't know why I got locked out. Why did I get locked out over here? 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, I'm back in, baby. I'm back in. And look, I missed it. Look, they knew I was going to get the best entry of my life and said, no way. That was so weird, right? Man, now I got to buy like a higher price. See, that changes the trade. Like, I mean, now I'm chasing. Before I was in before the pump. Now I'm chasing the pump. I don't like to buy the chase because if they dump it right back down, I lose the trade immediately. Here, I can at least bring the stop, bring the stop to break even after they pumped it out of the flag. Dang it, logging me out right now just pissed me off. I have to be honest. I'm not trying to be, you know. Like, what the heck? I had a perfect entry right there. That 1 minute threw me off. My goodness, huh? Hey, things happen. God's got me. There's a reason for it. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't like the risk-reward ratio now. It's like 1-to-1. I miss out, man. I can't. If the trade, you know, now I see that thing pumping. It is what it is. It's fine. It happens. Don't force trades. Like the entry was right there on that shoulder, kind of right shoulder pump. I like this 5 minutes still doing damage in the flag. Looking like it's definitely going to play out over time here as the 21 curves to price action. This is my strategy. Everything's starting to play out. I like what I'm seeing here on the 5. I got that trade open. 107,500 for Bitcoin. Okay, so can we get this move? I don't know. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. It is False Move Monday. Just be careful. And again, when you already paid yourself, you're a lot more calm about your next trade. You know, when you're all about when do I get my next money and you haven't gotten paid yet, you're kind of like a dog looking for a chicken. But once you ate that chicken, you calm down a little bit, right? The juices flow, right? You eat that meat. Wow, Aerodrome up 61% in 7 days. I love seeing that. And again, people are accumulating coins on Aerodrome, getting it in. It's been amazing. Yeah. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. All right. Near, man, got beat down. Matic at 20. No one even talks about Matic anymore. Is Matic dead? Honestly, like what happened to Matic? Chainlink's a better buy for crying out loud, right? Pendle, 396. I like Pendle. I like Master too. I mean, I like Maker DAO. We talked about Sky. Let's talk about Maker and Sky for a split second here. This thing was up recently. I just want to look at it again. It came on my radar out of nowhere. Sky Protocol. It's on weeks. And you could get this like 1-to-1 with Maker, right? And we were talking about how it was like the next big thing and I could see it ripping. And we had it in this flag and then it ripped again. This thing is hot and it's DeFi. And as DeFi starts to grow, Maker's getting, you know, Maker's actually making some moves. Maker is making some moves right now. And we got this beautiful, like, rising wedge that could break to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here. Bit of a shoulder, head and right shoulder. Could head all the way up to about 0.13569, right? That's our next target. This thing looks bullish to me. If anything's going to pump, this thing looks nice. I've been doing my research, seeing the liquidity, too, on Maker. And I see Sky about to take off with Maker. That's 13 cents. It's sitting right now at about 9 cents. You do whatever you want. But that looks hot to me. Let's take a look at SWE. I was looking for that bounce on SWE. Did it get it? Did we hold that bounce? Did we get that move? Look at that double bottom on SWE. Then I called out this flag. Looked like the flag was going to break up to the upside. It did. Now SWE's in another flag. I would look for this flag to break out. Bitcoin dominance about to give up a little bit. And every time Bitcoin dominance slips a little bit, the main coins pump. You're talking Sol, SWE, right? They're going to get that initial movement. I just couldn't believe, who was that dude? And you talk about the jacuzzi and everything too? That's amazing. Thank you. I need a sub panel. He knows. I'll tell him you need a sub panel All right, we might already have a sub panel that he can tap into. Just tell him. All right. Okay. You got a 17-year-old babysitter right now. Okay. Crazy, right? My wife's got electricians in the house, babysitters running around. Insanity, right? But she's getting it done. You know what I mean? She's getting it done. That's all that matters. I see this flag on SWE about to do some damage too. If you like to trade, I don't go too hard on these altcoins, but when it comes to leverage, I leverage trade Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ooh, we got to look at Ethereum too. Ethereum's been fun to trade recently. So yeah, I look for SWE to make a pump. Market's looking nice today, everyone. I'm telling you, just keep watching this flag. And if Bitcoin stays sideways, it's going to be good for the altcoins too. But keep watching this 5-minute flag. We've been flat now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how you can find that out too, go to the plus sign. Go right here, hit the shift button, and go over. It's going to give you 55 minutes. It's going to tell you how, it's been 50 minutes. We've been sideways for 50 minutes. Could be a Bart Simpson. I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I just play probabilities. Like when I made the call on the NASDAQ today, I didn't know it was going to pump. I just knew that I trade above the 1 minute 200, and likely we get a move. We did. You know what I'm saying? I just trade probabilities. I look smarter than I am, everyone. I'm very simple. I just do the same thing over and over again. I'm not even the best trader in the world. I'm just the most consistent guy. And consistency will make you better. That's all. You don't even have to be that good if you're consistent. There's guys that are way better traders than me, but they're not as consistent. They lose tons of money. There's guys that are, there's guys that aren't as good at traders as me. Or, my whole point is stay consistent and you'll win in almost anything in life. You're going to win. Just tell yourself, I'm going to eventually win if I stay consistent. So all you have to do is work out every day, keep your mindset right, and work at becoming consistent. Once you can show up every day and do the same thing over and over again, whatever you're doing is going to win. You get it? So it's about you. It's not about anything else. For instance, someone studies, let's say a course in college. The person that's getting a good night's sleep, working out, eating right is probably going to learn more. The person that's burning themselves out, barely sleeping, always taking drugs, messing up, that person's not going to get anywhere. They're going to struggle, right? So the person that can find consistency in their life is going to be good at anything they do, man. And I used to see people that were consistent. I could tell by the way they're clean. Their shoes were cleaner than mine. Their shirts were nicer than mine. They were always put together. I was a mess. I always had an old pair of jeans, a hoodie on. You could just tell I wasn't put together. I was a mess, everybody.
Where's the main power box?
What?
The main power box.
Right here.
Oh,
It might be here. It could be here. We have one here and here. Just come around. That's all right. Yeah, you can go right here. You'll be on camera for a second. Is that right? Yeah. Right there. Open that box up there. That might not be it. There's another one on the other. See, it's got a little handle there. Yep. The guy hit it nicely. I don't know. That could be it. Is that it? Right? I know, right? The guy hit it right there. Put it nice and neat in the cabinet. I got electricians overhead looking at the. So this is crazy. No, it's all good. This 5-minute flag could break out. We're getting closer to the 21-day moving average. When we hit the 21 above the 200, that is the sauce. I know you hear me say it over and over and over again, but that's what I do. I do the same thing over and over again because I've seen it play out more than it hasn't. There's also another panel over there. You saw it in the machine room? Yeah. No. Yeah, I want to get that jacuzzi running, baby. All right. I love you. Thank you, babe. And can we get a move all the way up to 109,450 would be the key. Let's take a look at the nasty NASDAQ. Still doing damage. It kind of did a retest now. I should be... Oh, good thing I didn't get in. Look at that. God protected me, man. I always believe the best things happen to me. And they do, man. So tell yourself the best things happen to me. Say that out loud. Not me, you. You know what I mean? The best things happen to me. Say that to yourself because you're me when you say that out loud, not me. You get it? I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about you. But it's just funny, right? Man, so still watching this flag. I'm long on the flag. We'll see what happens. We'll win or lose, but I like the bigger picture for Bitcoin. The daily's starting to pan out. Although, when the bigger picture looks good, it's more likely that the smaller time frames are going to play out. See, we're not just... You could trade this 5-minute flag and not look at anything else. It has its own probabilities, but I'd rather see what the daily's doing. You see? So even when I'm trading the small time frames, I'm checking the daily. Everyone, can I get the likes up to the watchers? 620 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's go. And subscribe to the channel on our way to 100,000 subscribers. It's taken forever. Did I do something? Did I not show up enough? Was I not consistent enough? You know what I'm saying? And remember, I'm only risking a little bit of what I put in today. I'm not going to give back what I won. Understand? And I took that other big trade off the table too as well. Ah, man. What a blessing. What a blessing. And it's False Move Monday. Just be careful. Look, it's starting to slump a little bit. And again, just because it slumps out this flag doesn't mean it's over. It might be making this. It might be making some type of inverted head and shoulder here. And it might end up making the flag like so. Anything is possible here. What we want to do is look at the 1 minute time frame too as well. And see the 1 minute. We want to see if the 1 minute can make this inverted head and shoulder and keep it together. If it can, we're in good shape for a nice pump to the upside, all right? Shout out to the electrician, man, who came through on the stream. Man, you never know, right? Surprise rate cut or stays the same. So everyone, we have, how many people took, we have 439 votes. That's it, everyone? Come on, let's participate today. Let's go. 67% of the people say it's going to be the same. 33% say just, we're going to get a big cut. Wow. That would be amazing if we got a big cut, right? Well, money is a form of trading. It was gold. We'd be working. Yeah. We need a small rate increase. Top chat, not live chat, right? No, you need the live chat, not the top chat. I don't know what the difference is between. I don't even know why they have that. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? A few trades I've tried to chase. What do you say? I like to read what people say there. A few trades I tried to chase, it would have lost bad. Suddenly, lost internet connectivity. I feel like someone was protecting me. I know, right? Like I went to get in. Yeah. The Zeus here, funny. XRPT 2X ETF up 42%. Interesting. We got Super Chat, C98, XRP, Blocky on Soul, MOODENG, PONKE, and FARTCOIN. And let's take a look at the beautiful Super Chats. Thank you to everyone that sent the Super Chat out. Let's call you out here and say hi. Shout out to Lazaro Alberto, Vegas Claw. Thank you for the 10 bounce. Roger Tremino, $20. Blocky AI says rate cuts. You're funny. Everyone pump MOODENG. You're funny. We don't do that, man. Don't say that. I don't like doing that. Hey, Sam, what do you do? What do you think about... we talked about that already. Thank you for the excellent XRPTA last week, man. You're so nice to thank me for that. Shout out to Jordan Kramer in the house. Shout out to Greek. Let's go from a long-time job last week. I love that, man. People are done with their old ways, and they're moving forward with the new way. That's the way. I like the flag. Flag's still looking good. Maybe time to get into the flag now, patiently, right? The patient winner here. It says we can get back to 110,005. I don't see why we can't. Even 109.5 at the very least, right? Stops below the wick of the 21, 106.979. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing here. And we're on beautiful weeks right here, just showing you what's up with the trade. Beautiful flag right there, 110,005 to 106,979. Right? Yeah, I believe we can go high, man. I'll probably cut it off a little earlier than that. And this is going to have to be a bigger trade. We're talking like 450 for 260. 396 there. Let's go. False Move Monday. Be careful. Always go back and make sure you're touching the actual price. I tend to forget sometimes, and then it will try to limit at the back. You just won't be able to get the order. It won't limit in. Right? So we place that on weeks. Weeks makes it very simple and easy. Visualization on the trades. You can basically scroll and move your stop loss up and down. It's very, very responsive, extremely sensitive to movement. I love that. It's got great liquidity. This is what I do. I'm touching the 21 above the 200 moving average. This is my strategy. If I lose it, so be it. I win more of these than I lose. So all I have to do is keep trading this over and over again for the next 10 years, and I'll be fine. See, I figured it out. Once you got a strategy that works, man, it works. It's crazy. It actually works. Because if there's math in this world, then your strategy will work. Because we have a mathematical world. So your strategy will work because we live in a math world. You understand? It's all about the math. We stay true to the math, and everything kind of pans out over time. We've got this, baby. We've got this. You can, you will. You are the best. Hang out, baby, hang out. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And again, I may easily lose this trade. Put what you're willing to risk and hang out. False move Monday, but I like what I'm seeing. This is Weeks. Shout out to Weeks. One of the greatest exchanges in the game. Good liquidity, good customer service. Find out more at Weeks. All right. Okay, we're going to go to Crypto Rank and see what's happening with the coins too as well. I like to see what the most searched trending coins are. We got recently listed coins too as well. Yup, YUPP. Sahara AI, I put that on your radar about a week ago now. Ends up being a huge winner. You'll remember why. Yup is a new coin. Put that down. Bombi is a new coin. Resolve is a newer coin. You know, Turnkey is a newer coin. Meat 48 is a newer coin. Never heard of this coin, so these are new. Mat Chain is a new coin, right? This is how I find 50, 60, 100Xs. This is how we found Kita that did 12 cents to like $1.70, right? That was just in the last month. We find some really cool stuff here, but we got to pay attention. FartCat, that might actually do numbers. I know it's crazy, right? Birdie with EI though. Layer Zero, one of the most searched coins. I wonder why people are searching Layer Zero so much. I can see Squeeze, ZK Sync, Resolve is on my radar here. This coin's on my radar. What is Resolve? What does it do? Chart looks horrible, like a VC pump and dump, but you know, it's a decentralized protocol designed to manage stablecoin. That's the second time I've done that on the stream. I guess the way my hand is, it hits the mic. Resolve is a decentralized protocol designed to issue and manage a stablecoin called USR, which is backed by Ethereum and pegged to the US dollar. It aims to create a robust financial ecosystem that mitigates the volatility of cryptocurrencies by using ETH as collateral. The system operates as Resolve liquidity pool to ensure sufficient collateralization. I like that. I like what it says. I don't like the look of the chart. The chart looks horrible. But it's somewhat new. It seems to have an Adam and Eve double bottom. Anyway, I just look for coins that are worth swing trading, worth jumping on into, and I like to find new stuff with you guys. I just like to research new stuff. That's all. Wormhole, Optimism, Movement. These are the most searched, so you can see it's all. And then SPX continues to pump. Up 15% in 7 days and more. And Solana back to 157. Aptos. I just see Arbitrum, Aptos, Optimism. You're going to see them move again. You know, those layers on Ethereum as Ethereum starts to come back up. So you watch ETHBTC. This is a key way to make money, right? I'm going to give you some good strategies here. So you watch ETHBTC, all right? When ETHBTC shows you that it's going to let go, start to rip, then you know that all of DeFi and the layers on Ethereum are going to rip. So Arbitrum's going to rip, right? Aptos is going to rip. Optimism, you know, heck, Pendle, anything that cuts Ethereum too and makes it easier to do DeFi, because DeFi is hot, people like it. Then what's hotter than that? Something that saves you more money than Ethereum, right? So, you know, I do make these funny things where I cut parts out of the pattern. So like that was a breakout, broke back inside. It's a bit of a giant double bottom. You see it? It's not perfect, but nothing in life is perfect. But that's a bit of a double bottom with a higher low there that could definitely continue to pump. Bitcoin 107,430, just kind of staying flat here, sideways for the entire stream. It looks like Monday, they're just waiting. So they pump the price. They're waiting on something right now. I don't know if Trump's going to tie. I don't know if something's happening. 390. Looks like we're slumping. Trades down $63. We should have pumped by now. I lower the risk for like $100 now. It should have pumped by now. If it didn't pump by now, I'm a little sketched out by it. We'll see. Anyway, ETHBTC on the 4-hour time frame. It looks good to me. It looks very good to me. And this tells me that Ethereum is starting to make that move against Bitcoin. That's a good sign. Look at that. I see this pumping up eventually to the upside. That's great consolidation. Even if we do hit the top there, it just looks better when I connect it like so, right? But that looks bullish to me. And that's a good sign for ETHBTC. Definitely bottomed out there at that 0.1899 Satoshi. And I see it headed up all the way to 0.03317 Satoshis. That's awesome, right? And so that's what we want to see. We want to see Bitcoin dominance, you know, and Tether dominance both kind of falling off. Then we want to see ETH Bitcoin, and then we want to look at total 3. These 3 charts. You don't have to listen to anybody at alt season. I'm going to tell you or going to show you all that stuff. You can find alt season on your own with the knowledge I teach you every single day here. Teach a man to fish. Let him, you know, he can feed himself for life. Shout out to anyone whose kids are getting out of school already. Shout out to everybody here. And just a quick poll. Who's watching YouTube a little less? Anyone? Are you getting more distractions? I just want to ask the chat. You guys are most dedicated, but like in general, are you having a harder time coming to the stream? Is the summer a little different? I just want to ask you guys. I want to see, you know, because I'm a workaholic. I just push through summer, winter, spring. It doesn't matter, right? But you guys find yourself, you know, missing some streams more because your kids want to be outside. I just want to ask. I want to see, or you guys just know, we're all hardcore crypto. All good, you know. Fiat value is crashing nonstop, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to everybody here. Yeah. Never, always ready for gains. No streams missed. No, pal, you streaming means a lot. Amazing. I mean, we have 1,700 beautiful people. Schedule was off with the kiddos out of school, 100%. Watching everyone else less, but not you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, just arrived, so Brits viewers will be making most of it, okay. Watching streams rather than the mindless videos. Amen. I have 8 to 5-year-old boys who deserve my time, so yeah, it's more challenging. We're sticking around no matter what. I love it. Only miss a stream if there's a power outage or the phone is dead. I love this guy. The value of it will be nothing. I love y'all. It was always tough, man. Shout out to Marley, man. That's me, man. You're in a real positive spot. Total 3 is in the cup and handle, and it's about to blast. I believe this is your last chance to grab altcoins. And I know people have said this. I don't say it all the time. I'm not the guy that's been saying that. But I believe this is your last chance to buy altcoins before a massive move. And you heard it here first. And I'm stacked up and locked and loaded in these alts, ready to rock. So this is it. Last chance to buy altcoins at a massive discount before they run up. Total 3 in the cup and handle, about to explode. Would you look at that? Would you look at the size of that candle? No, but seriously, like that daily is looking like it could curve back to the upside. I'll draw a Fibonacci here from this impulse back down, and you're at the 786 fib. This is money printer status on the altcoins. Like straight up. Money printer. Money printer. If you know your money printer, then you're ready to rock. Look, trade's still looking interesting. We're still hanging on here by a ledge, man. We're just hanging on by that, by the hair of our chitty chin right now, inside of a bit of a flag here on weeks. Look at that. That's the money printer status. I want to show you. See how this flag is just sitting right there. Ooh, we're getting the pump. Now we're on the 21-day moving average. That's the exact entry. When price touches the 21, the bots just go crazy. The bots go absolutely crazy there. I don't know why, but I found it to be true. I backtested it for years and saw it's the best time. So I get in, and usually my trades are never down. Like right when I get in, we start going up. Right? So crazy, right? I like this trade a lot here. It looks like it's definitely going to play out over time. We just got to let it sit. The daily looks good. So you just got to let it sit. That stop below the wick of the 21. I like 106,880 if you're still wondering. Still a good entry right now at 483. Anywhere between 107, the fives is a good place for me. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. One day at a time, one step at a time. Trading can ruin you if you let it. It's the hardest thing to do in the world, but you got to keep pushing if you want it. It's not for everybody. I believe anyone could become a trader if they want it bad enough. Some people just don't have the perseverance to keep pushing though. You know, it's a very, you got to be determined. The average person, I don't think the average person doesn't understand the determination needed to become a good trader. The trading world does, but they're not. After you become a trader, you're not an average person anymore. You've changed. My target here for this big pump is $1.14 trillion. So I see a move here coming for Bitcoin and the altcoins. And the altcoins look good. That's a cup and handle with a higher low. And it's getting tighter and tighter in the zone. 4-hour time frame wants to get back above the 200. Once the 4-hour on total 3 gets above the 200, look at our last rally. That was the beginning. Another rally can ensue. We look at the 1 hour just getting back above that. And again, we could be range bound for a little while, but that's a giant W. That's a W. W to the upside, bro. W. All the way, baby. All the way. So let's recap today on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on the bigger time frames, the daily. I'm bullish on the weekly. And I'm seeing the fact, I just want to see the 1 hour and the 4 hour play out over time, right? We want to see this kind of flag. See how we did this? We'd like to see this flag out in some way, shape, or form. I'm open-minded that anything could happen. You see, I'm not stuck on it has to be a certain way. I'm open-minded that anything can happen today, and we're just going to trade it. We're going to trade what we see. However they give it to us, we're going to find it, right? Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to all the beautiful people. Please subscribe to the channel. On our way to 100,000 subscribers. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you that shows up every day, supports the channel, and sends support my way, a comment, whatever it be. Man, Bitcoin, about to get that move. Look at that thing. Look at that flag. If you stayed patient with me, it's about patience. You got to have patience when it comes to trading. It's not going to happen overnight. No. It took me 10 years to make my first $1 million in trading. 10 years. Actually, longer than that from when I started playing around. 37, I started 15 years. It took me, I was a late bloomer. It took me a long time. All right? But I got there eventually, right? You see what I'm saying? Some people never get there, so I don't care when I get there as long as I get there. I wanted to get there somewhat young. I don't want to be 60 and hit my first mill, you know? I wanted to be like in my 30s or 40s at least. But look at this, everyone. Look at this channel. On our way to 98,000 subscribers. And you can see, if we go to lifetime here, you can see the struggle of a YouTuber. I start right there. No one watches you. 30 subscribers after 6 months of doing this. I had 100 subscribers from September to April. And then come around the next year, 163 people had subscribed to my channel. A lot of people would have given up at that point, right? They would have said, you know, and then a year later, 2 years, now 10,000. 3 years, I'm coming up on 3 years because I started in 2019, right there, 34,000. 4 years, right? I'm coming up on 46,000, right? And now here we are. It'll be 6 years soon. It's 5.5 years I've been doing this channel, 97,700 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate it. I can't do it without each and every one of you, and I cannot grow the channel and change the world and become who I desire to become without each and every one of you. So you guys are helping me. 107,596 for Bitcoin. The pump is real. The pump is on. In there like swimwear. And finally up $112 on the trade. Just getting started. 124, I think, at the most. It's just getting started, though. So, right, 131. Look, I'm the king of 3%, though. No one makes 3% more than me. There I am again. Oh, 282. You better get back to 3. And we already made earlier gains, too. So it's just about stacking slowly and surely over time. I want to see Bitcoin go to 110,000. BOOKMAP suggested that the liquidity is up there. Watch them liquidate these shorts and get the move. Look, the NASDAQ, I didn't get in and it just dumped. I made a perfect sell on the NASDAQ. But now, look, it looks like it's coming back with a vengeance, too. It's going to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks a little better than the nasty Nas right now. I would say that was your fake out, and it's back inside the flag. Act like it never left the flag, and it's going to continue to pump. The broken pattern is the way. That looks like it could go for more. I'm bullish on the money printing, baby. They're going to print this money to zero. The NASDAQ is going to rip. I've told you. I've spoken it. I've went over it. You do whatever makes you happy. I can't force you. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Not going to force you into a trade. Bitcoin, 107,620, doing damage. So far, so good for BTC. The BTC.D trade still open. Barely up any money, but it's open there. Sitting at flat. At break even there. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. The average person with ADT can't focus, easily distracted, struggles with organization, yet 600% more likely to build successful companies than a neurotypical people. What do you know what I mean? Right. Yeah, exactly. Drop a 333 if you're locked in, baby. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and appreciate you all for being here. So yeah, I mean, as we conclude this analysis on the show, we've been sideways for basically most of the show. You know, we took profits as the show began. We got the pump as the show began. We've been sideways the entire show. It's funny, they did this last week. They went sideways 10 to 12, like 3 days in a row. I expect just tentative price action because people are already starting to get that speculative vibe when it comes to the rate hike, right? They're like, oh man, what's going to happen? You know, the volatility. And we got more information coming at us than just that too. Let me get you ready for the week ahead. It's Monday, right? So we want to square you away here. So tomorrow is Tuesday. We have core retail sales at 8:30 in the morning. Then we're flat, right? And then Wednesday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30 Eastern Daylight Savings Time, EDT. And then we have the Fed funds rate meeting at 2 p.m., right? I should be able to stream that. So I'll be able to stream twice tomorrow on Wednesday, and we'll get it in for you guys. Stay tuned for more of all this information, and do not overtrade. You know, that 8:30 in the morning can be heavily volatile. I've been in trades in the market, just boom, 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 like massive crazy moves. They'll liquidate the shorts and the longs and the 100X very fast. Be very careful, all right? That's when people get wrecked. They think it's all going well, but they don't understand the market. They don't understand how volatile that 8:30 in the morning information can be. And so I tell you guys about this every single time so you understand, you know, and you're aware. I don't want you getting sideswiped, not understanding when the data's coming out. And that data moves that market, man. I'm telling you. Show me the charts, it'll show you the news. But that data affects the market. People speculate on it so hard that it definitely moves the market. Shout out to the fan funding, $100 in chat revenue. Let me get back in there and say thank you to every single one of you. I like to shout you out, too, and put you out here on the chat. And we got super chats to do, too, right? We do. I got super chats to get done right now. Hold on. And the poll. Thank you for hitting that poll. Didn't have to give, but I did. Shout out to Matt with the 20. You didn't have to give, but you did. That will come back to you tenfold. You're telling the universe that you're so powerful that more is coming back to you. You get it? I give away all the time. I give because it shows that I have it. Right? If I didn't have it, then I couldn't give. So by giving, I prove that I have it. You see what I'm saying? It's an affirmation of power by giving. People don't understand it. You're telling the universe that more is coming to you every time you hand someone anything. Because if you were in a state of lack and you believe you were getting nothing, you would hand nobody a thing. You're giving things away. It means you know that more is coming to you and you have no fear. You know you're going to, I know I'm going to work hard for the next 3 years, every single day of my life, right? I know I have the work ethic to keep pushing. I know nothing's going to get in my way, and I'm going to stay focused. I know that because I've done it now for 5 years straight and long, you know? So I don't stress. C98 is either double bottoming or falling out of a symmetrical triangle. I can't tell you if every coin's going to make it. Some coins may fall off. That is the lowest it's ever been. It's possibly a double bottom. I don't know, man. Yeah, trying to buy that's picking gum off the street, like try to buy the exact bottom. I don't try to buy the exact bottom unless it's a coin I really like Bitcoin or something. Then I'm trying to buy the exact bottom. But unless it's something I really, 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 really appreciate, I'm not trying to find the exact bottom. They finally got rid of those crazy wicks. I knew they would. I see XRP making a big move. And you do whatever you want, but our entry at XRP is up slightly, but anywhere between about 217 and 232 to me is a steal. So go from there. But I see XRP making a move to $5.25, and it will defy the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder here, and just pump. Let's take a look at BLOCKY on Sol. BLOCKY AI didn't look too good the last time I looked at it. Kita looking pretty nice. You heard it here first on the channel. And today is Token Metrics Day in the trading group. I'll be going over all the Token Metrics coins, giving you guys some good insight. Last week I gave you 4 new coins that nobody knows about that are on the radar that we got in a webinar. kind of show you what's happening there. BLOCKY still at 1.6, not doing anything. Falling off with a cup and handle, just, I don't know. Not great market structure. It's at the 786, though. That's a money printer. Could it bounce? Be a key area for it to bounce off the fib right now. And then it would make the measured move. I don't own any of this, and I'm not into it. I just go over it because someone likes to super chat it. And there you go. And I'm not going to be rude, but yeah. Hey, and I hope, you know, anyone's venture. I don't want to hate on anyone's venture. I want to see anyone do well. As long as it's not hurting anybody and it has a good premise, then go, you know. Let's take a look at MOODENG here on MEXC. MOODENG. So everyone thinks MOODENG's about to pump. I personally agree that support and resistance did not hold, but it came back to the 21. Did not stop us out. So if you're in this trade, you did not get stopped out. All right. That trade was documented, so you can see it later. I don't want to like be rude by like deleting that, but I just want to reset. I mean, technically that's where you want to be, the 618 golden pocket, and you're getting the bounce right here. That gives you a bounce up 45940, right? That'd be absolutely beautiful for MOODENG. That'd be some massive gains. You're buying the Fibonacci retracement after a massive pump. You're not chasing, and it's like a 30-day dip that you're not going after. So a lot of people chased the dip when MOODENG was hot. They didn't have the skills or the patience to hang and just wait for the 618 golden pocket, right? But there it is. It's the 618. That's a beautiful place to get in. If we bounce from there, I would not be surprised. That's the golden pocket on MOODENG. So very oversold in the daily too as well. This thing makes sense. I post that to the group. I like MOODENG. Shout out to anyone that gave me MOODENG, man. You guys are awesome. Blessings on blessings. And that's that golden pocket. If you don't know, see you're a beginner and I write golden pocket, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Ask someone in the 99. You know, just don't be afraid to ask questions. We have a content directory where you can ask anyone any question you want. Go over anything, any chart you need. We have the elite traders. If you join my trading group, not only do we have the gains that we're posting all the time, the gains on gains, like I gave the gold trade, I gave the Bitcoin trade, you know, that gold call pumped beautifully this weekend, right? The Waxel call, massive gains. The NASDAQ call that I just gave even earlier today, right? Look at that NASDAQ call that I gave yesterday. Remember last week? That it was one of the biggest pumps I've ever seen on the NASDAQ. I nailed it. One of the best calls ever, really, in my life. That was 6.2. So we're giving you a lot of calls, man. They're just pumping. Even more than that, the hyperliquid call, the oil call out the inverted head and shoulder to the upside. Look at that oil call, man. On 529, 2 weeks later, oil hitting the target. Absolutely beautiful. A barrel of oil. I love that, man. That's nice. So, yeah. Bitcoin staying pretty flat, but 107,540, I'll take it. Anytime you're above 500, it's good. Let's take a look at PONKE and FARTCOIN, and then we're done with the super chats. Shout out to everyone that hooked me up. I greatly appreciate that. Let's take a look at PONKE. And we get every super chat done. Sometimes we don't see it like immediately. We don't, like, I won't say it right when it comes in. But at the end of the stream, I go through every super chat. I call out everybody. We talk about it. We have fun. We recognize you. And we make sure that you get that love for giving me that love. You know, that's important to me. I've sent super chats to channels and no one ever read them. And I felt a little disrespected. I have to be honest. I was like, man, you're so cool. You just don't even have to act like I sent something in. So I can see it. I can see how people get upset. And that's why being on YouTube is, you got to be, you know, people can be mad at you or happy for you for every single thing you do. It's very, very, people can be fickle. You got to be careful. That's why you better be in a good mood. Shout out to all the people that love me. I don't even focus on the people that don't. It just doesn't matter. It makes no sense. So look, we got this beautiful support and resistance level, and we can get all the way up to 30 cents. I like it. And that's the cup and handle we're seeing everywhere on almost everything. It's on Total 3. It's on PONKE. And it's telling us a move is coming. A move is coming. And so I'm bullish on PONKE right now. Out the cup and handle for sure. I own a bunch of PONKE, so just, you know, I do disclose when I own something that I'm talking about. I own a bag of it, a big old bag of it. So, of course, I want to see it do damage over time, 100%. Okay. And that is going to be PONKE. And stream posts in the group are usually a little more brief because I don't have the time to really elaborate. But let someone else elaborate. I'll usually come back to them too at another time and we'll go over it yet again. Right? We're thorough here. We're not going to leave you hanging like the other places. Don't worry. We got you. We got you. Exactly, yeah. And then FARTCOIN is the last thing that we could look at. Yeah, yeah. Scarce is scarce when the big boys stop selling and sit back. You're funny, right? Sam, give us all the tips, including his special sauce and hidden secrets. Get this and more in the 99 Trading Group. We love the lifer. Shout out to Grandpa. We love you, man. Thank you. Scottish crypto, man. That is you. That's your coin. Probably should just went all in on that thing and let it rip. All right. Let's take a look at FARTCOIN, and we're going to take a look at SPX. Why not? PONKE looks interesting, man. That cup and I like the cup and handles. I don't chase. I wait for the cup and handles in the 618s. I think FARTCOIN's about to explode. I put it out last night. See, it's in this big cup and handle, and then it's in this cup and handle. I just don't see how it doesn't make a move. It looks like it's going to pump pretty nicely. FARTCOIN. Looking interesting. And it's consolidating now on the 4-hour like this. I mean, that to me is more of a bull pennant than a symmetrical triangle. Looks like it's likely going to pump to the upside before anything else, but you never know for sure. But that thing looks pretty interesting to me. Right? Sam's strategy flat out works, and he gives it away for free every day. He's a mentor that shows up every day. Much love to Sam and all the lifers. And it's crazy, in my channel still, it doesn't grow. Like, we went to 2,400, and now we have less people because of the summer or the algorithm. Like, I'm giving away sauce. You'd think it would move. You know, I guess I get frustrated, but I just got to focus on what I do have. I can never focus on the lack, man. I got beautiful people around the stream. Hey, I had 1,800 people, man. You know how many people would go crazy to have 1,800 people watching them? So I'm so blessed, and I know it, and I just can't focus on the lack, even though I love the growth, though. I love growth and progression. I see FARTCOIN doing damage, man. You heard it here first. Yeah. I don't chase him. I replace him 100%. Although I can't listen to Jay-Z anymore after all that. Like, you just... Anyone, you could tell the guys... I'm not even going to get into it. If he thinks that... If he looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. And I love Jay-Z for so long. That's why I was like, it's hard for me because, like, it was obvious that he's involved. You know what I mean? Whatever, I'm done. I shouldn't have. Anyway. If they think people don't know what's going on, then they're just, you know what I mean? And God will judge you, man. You may get away with it here on this earth, but God will judge you. You know? Actually, I'd rather, you know, the scariest thing is to get away with something on this earth because that means you're going to have to really feel the pain. I'd rather get caught by God out here and be begging for my life on my deathbed, man, than think it was all smooth out here and have to go face the consequences on the other realm, man. People don't get it. If you really think your energy can release from energy, you think you're just going to, even if you were a physical person that didn't believe in God at all, like your physical energy is going to stay in this universe, right? Yeah, Nas and Big Pun of the game. Remember when Big L ripped up Jay-Z too on that 7-minute freestyle? Remember when he ripped him up? Yo, Big L was the next one to come up. Everybody knew that. I wonder what happened to Big L, huh? Wonder why Big L got taken out, huh? I get goosebumps. I wonder who killed Big L, huh? I wonder, huh? Just wonder, right? I'm just saying, man. What happened to Big L? Nobody really asked that question enough. Seemed pretty weird. Sam, thank you for changing my life. You know, I found out that Jaguar knew Big L. I get goosebumps, man. Anyway, it's a whole nother thing. Yeah. Thank you for changing my life. It's been showing up in your live stream, starting imitating you on what you teach about. 200-man price action, the highest frequency legend right here. 100%. One of the greatest of all time. Yeah. Oh, I love. What? Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there, baby? What? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. Wow. My wife is on me right now. She's on me. She wants to work with me. I'd like to work with you too. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. It hurt to have, yeah. Exactly, yeah. The whole Aleister Crowley stuff, man, you know what I mean? It was too much. It was too much for me. Anyway, I like Jamie's like, just because Sam talked about it doesn't mean you have to. People are going to talk about what I talk about, Jamie. Like, we can't, like, not see them. Like, sorry. No, I know. Off topic, I get it. But Bitcoin's been flat. Cy was in a flag for the last, 20 minutes straight. Like, what can I do, man, Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow for another amazing, awesome live stream. It looks like retail is going to miss out on one of the biggest pumps for Bitcoin in history, but it's okay. We're going to be there, and we're going to make it happen. Thank you for an amazing live stream. Sam, where's your lemon water? I have lemon. I just haven't gotten a glass. We got to get it all going. We're aiming for Google Ads, so we simply can't allow... Yeah, my bad, man. I'm so sorry, Jamie. You work so hard. My bad, man. I gotta, it's my bad. I get it. No, seriously, Jamie works super hard. He works really hard behind the scenes. All right. I gotta bounce. I don't know what's happening. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh!